welcome to Palindrome ASMR, the show where I talk into a microphone in as calm a voice as possible to help you relax, because I find it relaxing too. In fact, that's why I do these videos, really. It's because I listen to a lot of ASMR, and sometimes I just wish I could do some things that they don't do. Nothing really comes to mind right now, but let's just jump into the ASMR, I guess. First off, I have to apologize for the fact that this is not a binaural microphone. If my videos become moderately successful in my view of words, if people start watching this, then I'll buy myself a binaural microphone, but for the moment I think I'm going to have to deal with the microphone that I have right now, which is one I bought for reading books. It's tuned for me so that I can read books that I've written. I'm an author, as a matter of fact, and at the end of this video, I'm going to be talking about one of my books. I'm going to be tapping on it, and I'm going to be flipping the pages, but before we get there, I'm going to do some ASMR stuff, I guess. The first object today is a Pop-Tarts wrapper. Now, a lot of the ASMR stuff I get is from my trash can, because trash just has this crinkly sound that's kind of hard to get other places, to be honest. There are some good places to get sounds, but for now, I live in a trailer, as a matter of fact, and there just aren't that many objects around. Because I do these videos every day, I have to have different objects, because it wouldn't be interesting otherwise. Why would you have two videos with the same object? But let's just listen to this for a minute. This is a Pop-Tarts wrapper. Pop-Tarts wrapper. Pop-Tarts wrapper. Pop-Tarts wrapper. Pop-Tarts wrapper. Pop-Tarts wrapper. If you notice my eyes getting a little bit unfocused, it's because I'm trying to relax myself as much as possible. Now, the reason for that is because I am a psychology major, and I learned in my class, well, no, not in my class. Actually, I learned in a book that I read outside of class that had nothing to do with class. But I'm interested in psychology. I'll get back to the point. And I know that people feel based on the feelings of those they are watching, those they are interacting with. So if you are interacting with a very relaxed person, you start to feel very calm and very relaxed, because that person is feeling relaxed. And so one of the tactics that I'm going to use to help you relax is to relax myself as much as possible, so that when you watch me and when you interact with me through the YouTube channel, you'll see me relax and you'll relax too. That's something that I notice a lot of ASMR artists don't do. I feel that they're kind of high-strung. Many of them, I feel, aren't relaxed when they're making their ASMR videos. And on this channel, I will strive to become as relaxed and zoned out as possible. Now, I make a habit of meditating. I meditate a lot. Sorry about that, my computer's being a little weird. I don't know if this video will turn out the way it's supposed to be. It might be a little bit glitchy, but that's because the software I'm using is freeware, and it's not exactly the best software possible. So if the frame rate is low, or if some frames get dropped, or if you see me start to stop and then stutter all of a sudden, just know that it's not me. It's the fact that I'm working on a shoestring budget here, and I have very little to work with. Now, I would rather be recording this with a professional software, but professional recording software costs in the range of $100, and I just don't have that kind of money to spare. And I don't have a large enough follower base to make a Patreon yet. I've promised myself that I'm not going to go for Patreon until I know I'm going to be doing this as a regular thing, and I get enough people watching this, which is a long shot, I know, because, well, I can aim big. Aim for the big leagues. Aiming for the big leagues. I'm taking big, deep breaths here. Big, deep breaths. Sorry, that might actually sound pretty bad if microphones don't pick up breath good. I may have to have a pop filter if I'm going to be doing deep breathing exercises. Sorry, looks like my computer is dropping frames again. Looks like it's dropping frames again. Oh well. At least the audio's not being dropped. You probably aren't even watching me right now. Probably you aren't even watching me. You're probably just listening to me on a different tab. But I'm going to have to deal with dropped frames. I don't think I'll be able to edit them out, because if I edit them out, it'll be a little bit, yeah. I'll probably edit that out. I'll probably end up editing that out. Maybe I'll just leave it in because it's a moment of silence. It's a moment of silence. A moment of silence so that you can relax. So that you can relax. I spent all of yesterday looking for a proper webcam recording software. I spent all of yesterday, all of Friday, all of Saturday, all of Friday looking for a good webcam recording software because I'm recording with a Logitech C270 webcam. Now, what was I going to say? I was going to say something about how difficult it is to find good software because the software that came with it, the Logitech webcam software, records sound horribly. It's got this metallic, cringy, crinkly sound. You may have heard it in my previous videos. Any videos previous to this you may have heard. The sound, I had to cut out a good portion of the crinkling because the crinkling sounded horrible on that microphone. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you don't, tell me and I'll make it better somehow. I'll fix my technical difficulties. I'll make something better. I'll spend money on a new camera, a new microphone, a new computer. I wish I had that much money. You know, if I won the lottery, if I ever won the lottery, I would use the money that I won to buy, well, first, I would buy a recording studio, a big recording studio. Get it padded, and get a microphone, get multiple microphones, get really good cameras, get all that stuff. All that good stuff, because, well, I want to do that kind of stuff. And I would get some of my novels turned into graphic novels. That's what I would do with my money. And the rest I would invest in a mutual fund. See, most people when they win the lottery, they buy expensive cars, expensive houses. I just stick with what I have, you know? Living in a trailer on my mom's property, getting a recording studio, and investing in a mutual fund. So that's what I would do if I ever won the lottery. I think that's enough from the Pop-Tarts wrapper. Now I'm going to use another one of my favorite sounds, which is plastic wrapping. This is the plastic wrap for a lightning to USB cable that I bought. it wasn't Apple licensed, so it doesn't fit very well with my iPhone. It has to sit at a correct angle. I paid $19 and it doesn't work correctly. Or my iPhone doesn't work correctly, but it's one or the other. I wish I hadn't have spent this much money on a lightning to USB cable. They're really expensive. They're really expensive, and I just don't have that kind of money. But, I need my phone more than I need, soda, so I bought a new lightning to USB cable. Yeah, it's about the gist of things, really. So, my dream for this channel is to get a Patreon and gain enough money to purchase a real camera and a real recording studio software, not a recording studio, a software, so that I can provide better quality content, really. I think that's the desire of pretty much everyone on YouTube, is to provide better quality content. That's my goal. But right now I'm working with a shoestring budget, so the quality isn't that high. Eventually I'll look back at these videos and think, wow, it was primitive back then. We're not cavemen, we have technology. We have technology. Wow, yeah, no, I'm relaxing myself a lot. I'm a pretty calm and relaxed dude in real life. Sometimes I may be a little bit energetic. Sometimes I may jump around a little, but for the most part, I'm pretty relaxed. One of the things that I'm worried about here is my microphone picking up the P sounds a little bit too much, which is why I'm trying my best to quiet those P sounds so that you're not surprised by the microphone, the popping, so that you're not broken out of your peaceful everyday slumber when I've put you to sleep. I hope I've put you to sleep by now. The average person goes to sleep in 7 minutes. The average person, I don't know where I learned that, but I did learn it somewhere. The average person goes to sleep after 7 minutes. So by here, the 19-minute mark, you should probably already be, well, if not asleep, then pretty relaxed. Originally, I was going to make all of my videos 20 minutes long, but this is pretty fun, Once I get into it, and I still haven't even talked about my book yet. Each one of my videos, at the end, I'm going to be promoting my books, because I'm an author, I'm a writer. I've written 9 books, totaling over 1 million words in 2.5 years. That's a pretty big accomplishment, actually. The most words I've written in a single day is 14,000. I've written 14,000 words in a single Saturday, working very hard, very quickly, very fast. Of course, it takes longer to edit it, but, you know. I think that's enough with that. Now I'm going to move to the next object. My book, Power Trip. Now this is the third book that I wrote. To give you some context, I wrote my first book in 2 weeks. 3 weeks after that, I was finished with my second book. And about 2 days after I finished my second book, I thought, I'll write a third book. And so I did. It's my longest book, clocking in at 111 words. 111,000 words, sorry. A 111 word book is like a Dr. Seuss book, but 111,000 words. It's my longest novel. It's about a hero's journey. I wanted to write a hero's journey. One of those typical coming-of-age stories where a kid, finds a wandering old man and takes on an apprenticeship with that old man and travels the world. And the old man does die in the end, The old man does die, but that's not really a spoiler since it happens in Star Wars. You know when you see one of these heroes' journeys that the man's gonna die in the middle. Right about the middle, fighting with the big bad guy. So, but the big bad guy, who is actually, well, I don't know if I should reveal this or not. I'm promoting my book, and you should get it. It's on Amazon. Search Power Trip Zeppy Chang. That's my name. My name is Zeppy Chang. That's not my fake name. That's a real name. That is a real name. You can see it on my birth certificate. Zeppy Chang. That is my author name. Power Trip. Now the inspiration for Power Trip was, I already told you, a hero's journey. But I also wanted to create a post-technology world. A world that used to be a spacefaring civilization, but eventually became a medieval civilization. So basically all of the magic, all of the superpowers, all of that stuff is technology, is stuff that is in universe. It's as the Arthur C. Clarke quote goes, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So I wanted a story whose lore specified that the magic of the world was created through technology, because I thought that would be cool. And so that is the basis for the world. All of the other races, I don't have any elves, I don't have any dwarves. Instead I have Cartesians, Tabor, and sectoids, who are basically remnants of the space age civilization. Now the Cartesians are pretty much one of the focuses of the book, because one of the main characters is a Cartesian. So the story lore goes, 20,000 years ago, the humanity was spacefaring, and they got into a big war, and for the war designed super soldiers, genetically modified super soldiers, that were to fight on the front lines and do all of the heavy, brutal infantry work. When the war ended, there were a whole bunch of remaining Cartesians, and they bred and they became a race entirely of their own. So they have super strength, but they are very vulnerable to certain kinds of magnetism because the creators wanted a way to control these troops. So they put certain restrictions on their body. So very specific tools and kinds of magnetism can disable them completely. Now, I would imagine during the war, when these Cartesians were being used as soldiers, the types of magnetism that would disable them would be a very big secret. But this is 20,000 years after the war, and so everyone uses this magnetism. I'm rambling right now, but that's pretty much what this entire video is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a rambling video because, honestly, I just like listening to someone talk in a soft voice. I don't really listen to what they're saying. I just tab away into another browser and listen to them there. I really hope the dropped frames don't make it sound all choppy. I hope the audio stays consistent. I really do hope the audio stays consistent and is synced with the video, because this is my first time recording a long segment with this software, and with the other software that I use, the segment doesn't record. So back to the Cartesians. Because of magnetism, they're used a lot as slaves because of magnetism and the fact that they are very strong. They're used as slaves, and that is a critical part of the story. One of the main characters is a Cartesian. Now I'm going to let you listen to this book. I love this sound. I really do love this sound. It's a very calming sound. So, buy my book, Power Trip by Zeppy Chang. Power Trip by Zeppy Chang. Look it up on Amazon. That's about it. If this video ends up being a bad video when I watch it later, I'm gonna seriously cry, because this is the second take of this ASMR session. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day.